So I have a friend in Yerushalayim. She didn't want me to say her name, but she's my chavrusa, and we've been learning together. We've been learning parsing together for a while. And when we were learning together one week, and when we got to Har Sinai, we learned different maforshim, and we learned the Kli Yakar. And there was a line in there that when I heard it, it was like, that's how I was. I was left without words, and I just felt like those words went into me and meant so much to me. So I'm going to try to explain as much as I can that what the Kli Yakar said, and back it up a little bit. So the famous Rassi's famous question is, what is the connection of Shemitah to Har Sinai? Like, hello, we're at Har Sinai, we're getting all of the commandments. Why is it, I'm not quoting the pasuk, which is a no-no in my Chumash class, but now I'm speaking and I can do what I want. Why are you speaking about Shemitah now? Like, there's so many things. So Rashi asks that, and also the Kli Yakar asks it. So the connection is that we were at Har Sinai for 49 days, and on the 50th day, we got the Torah. And when we got the Torah, we became free, because nobody is free unless they are living a life of mitzvahs and following the Torah. So when we got the luchos, the commandments, we became b'nei chorim. In Eretz Yisrael, on the 7th Shemitah, on the 7th Shemitah, which is the 50th year, also Am Yisrael becomes free. All the slaves are let out, and then people are free. So the connection is that just like the luchos made us free, in Eretz Yisrael, we also have the same kedushas of 7 and 49, which are holy numbers. And we have that same kedushas that we had at Har Sinai built into the land. Right? It's amazing. And also, it says but that's later, so I'm not going to say it. Okay, this is and so the connection is the 7s and the 49s. The same way that we've counted the 7 weeks to become pure and to get the Torah, and we have the 7, we have the 7 years, and then we have the 7 times 7, which is 49 to 50 years, connects the Kedushas of Eretz Yisrael with Har Sinai. And then this is what the Kli Yakar said, and this, I really could just get up and say this one line, because when I read this in the Kli Yakar, it was like Hashem took an arrow and shot it right into my heart. And also, I think it's very matim, connected to being here and learning with everybody. And the Kli Yakar says, Ein Torah kamo Torah Eretz Yisrael. There is no Torah like the Torah in Israel. And we are here, and we are learning Torah in Israel. And I just personally, I lived in Israel, and I was out of Israel for a long time, and it was very hard, and I wanted to come back. And then I came back, and I came back to Tzfat, and I think within the first week, but definitely the first 2 weeks, I heard about the Bas Medrash, and I came here, and then I'm in Israel, and I'm learning Torah, and I'm learning Torah with all you guys. And I said to my also my Chavrusa, we're doing this together. I said it was almost worth it, almost the 10 years of not being here, to come back here and to learn this Kli Yakar and realize that it's true. It's so true, and to be feeling that it's true and feeling that it's true And then to read in the Chumash, it's not like everyone's giving shiurim and like, oh yeah, it's so nice. It's from the Chumash, like it's from the foundation of building the world, which now I'm going to go to that. Okay, so also just the, in Pirkei Avos, it says that you should read you should read Luchos is called Herus, and Herus sounds like freedom. So when you in Pirkei Avos, when you read in Pirkei Avos chapter 6, Pasuk Bet, it says about the Luchos, don't read them Luchos, read them Herus, read them as freedom, because don't read them as engraved, read them as freedom, because they're free. But where does it come from? Like how did this happen that Eretz Yisrael is so special? So in Breshis, in Parshas Breshis, I could read it, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. Because in Breshis, it speaks about before the Het of the river that leaves Gan Eden and then breaks into 4 rivers. And one of those rivers is called Pishton, and that river surrounds Eretz Yisrael. But I think I will read the picture that what it says about it, because okay, it's Herus. Oh, here it is. Shema Had from the rivers, Pishon. Who has saviv al kol eretz havila asher sham hazahav. V'hazahav ha'eretz hahu tov. Hazahav shala eretz hu tov. And somebody that the zahav ha'eretz, that's Torah in Eretz Yisrael. The Torah in Eretz Yisrael is good. From Bereshit, from the creation of the world, Hashem created Eretz Yisrael, that the Torah here is good. And it's and with that, the Torah is good, that because there is no Torah like the Torah in Eretz Yisrael, and there is no Chachma, there is no wisdom like the wisdom in Eretz Yisrael. And it talks about that in Tehillim Perak Tes Pasuk Vav. I'm sorry, Perak Tes Vav. Okay, and also in Baba Basra, Kuf Nun Ches, that's a Gemara. It speaks about, right? It says that the Avirah, the air of Eretz Yisrael, makes a person smart. The air that we are sitting here, everybody breathing, that other people, we do breath work here in Eretz Yisrael. Each neshima, each intake of air is making us smarter, which is why I can stand up here now, which I could not have 2 years ago. So the chachma of the air and the tov of the Torah together just makes, it just makes the heights that we can get to in our Torah and in our personal selves so high here in Israel. And may we all be zoker together, and may we all look at each other together with Mashiach, learning Torah from Mashiach, and bring all of the Torah that we're learning now in preparation for Mashiach.
Thank you. Yeah, really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Feinstein, right? Exciting. Everyone knows what a gadol was. He would always be, forget the word, if there was a ruling that came out of Eretz Yisrael, like from Rabbi Eliashib or someone else, he would always be
he would put himself under it.
He would always be what he thought. I think it was in direct opposition to what he was his sacrifice. He said, because that's for Eretz Yisrael. Because that is the Torah of Eretz Yisrael, and that's already like that's. He always put that on top over his own personal. Yeah.
It's so nice to see somebody so excited about being in Eretz Yisrael, right? Remember when you like walked down the street and the song was in your heart, you know, and you were like happy as could be. I'm here.
But don't be so proud of me because I'm going to the States for a visit tomorrow. So, which is why I was so thankful. I was so thankful because when I didn't have to be nervous about the flight because I was too nervous about this year to even think about it. And now I'm already going.
Okay, very good.
I just want to say thank you, because for me, I'm here celebrating God willing 31 years in August.
Wow.
Wow. Mazel
Baruch
tov.
Hashem, Baruch Hashem. And it's such a refreshing reminder that not everybody has the privilege and the gift to live here. Not everybody made the choice to live here. And you just reminded me.
Yeah,
like,
right.
wow.
Exactly
So
right.
Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're welcome.
Okay, you should go give that speech in Lakewood.
Oh, yeah.
You're staying on a corner. Torah Eretz Yisrael.
Yeah, I will speak to the choir.
Yeah, right.
Their passion is contagious.
I don't know if this is, I don't know if somebody can help me out with this, but I think that the Ramban says that when you do mitzvahs outside of Eretz Yisrael,
Yeah.
it's like practice.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
really
Oh,
Yeah.
pretty intense. That means they're like.
All right. It's not quite the real. It's not quite the real deal. Okay. All right. We're moving on to a different topic in our laws of Bein Adam Chavero. Today we're starting on Nichum Avelim, which means consoling the mourners. I mean, after we learn Bikur Cholim, and you know, okay. What?
It follows.
Right.
Sometimes you get to go home, sometimes you don't.
Right.
So you got to go home. Now what?
You know, there's there's a piece of Mishnah that we say in Tefillah every morning, or at least Ashkenazim do. You know, and it says that you know, Eile Devarim she'adam rocha perusayim b'yolam hazeh. These are the things that you know receive reward, and you get the principle in the world to come. And in one place, so it says Bikur Cholim, and then it says Hachnasas Kala, and then it says Levayis Hameis. So, you know, you want someone sick, take care of the Kalas, take care of the Chasanim and Kalas, and that's a guarantee that's how you not get to the next stage. Okay, consoling mourners. Okay, so remember our friends Rina and Aviva. So Aviva dragged her feet as she approached the Shiva house with her friend Rina. Looks like you've been chosen to break me into all the mitzvot I've always been hesitant to do. First, you got me to visit Rachel in the hospital. Now you persuaded me to do the mitzvah of Nichum Avelim with you for Miriam Werner, since her mother passed away. I'm sure you would have gone even without my convincing, Rina. Protested. Okay. I know. So you would have gone even without me. Miriam is our good friend. I know, Aviva said, but I don't know what to say and what not to say. I'm afraid I'm going to put my foot in my mouth and make her feel even worse. Don't worry. The main thing is to show her we care, Rina asserted as she opened the door that was slightly ajar. Aviva and Rina sat quietly until Miriam began to talk about her mother. Before long, the friends were sharing their memories of Mrs. Werner's warmth and chesed. 20 minutes passed quickly, and the girls realized it was time to leave. They said the traditional words of Tanchumim that were posted on the wall, addressing the words to Miriam's sisters and aunts as well. I appreciate your coming, Miriam said softly. I know it wasn't easy for you, but it's so comforting for me to know that you're there for me. And it's a real kavod for my mother, Alav Shalom. So, okay, so this is another example of fulfilling the mitzvah, the chalatcha b'drachav, like to go in Hashem's ways, right? We know famously that Hashem came to speak to Yitzchak after the death of Avram Avinu, after the death of his father, and so Hashem is showing us this mitzvah of comforting the mourning. Since most of us would certainly appreciate having people come to them when they're sitting Shiva and going through a very difficult emotional period. So you're also doing another mitzvah of Yahavta L'Recha Kamocha, just like you would want to be comforted. So you get to do the mitzvah of comforting another person. So these are mitzvahs that are contained within this act. Okay, the first meal after an Avel comes from the funeral. It's known as the Sudas Havra'ah, which has as its briut as its base. I'm not sure exactly. The Avel should not eat his own food, and it's actually the responsibility of his neighbors and friends to provide him with that first meal. After that, then he can help himself. He can eat his own food. It doesn't really matter, but it's the person's obligation. And certainly, Dina was just talking about this when she was sitting Shiva for her father, and she was all alone in a city without knowing people, right? And actually, Elisheva drove quite a far way to see her, to be with her. It's greatly appreciated when you're feeling very isolated and you're not surrounded by all of your dear people in your own hometown, to have somebody have somebody to come visit. Yeah, it's really nice. Okay, this Suda Havra'ah women should bring it for, women should provide for women and not for men. Okay, I guess she could bring it and everybody helps themselves, but, and if she's married, her husband actually can't provide her with this meal. It has to come from the outside. Okay, so.
What if there isn't? There's no community in that city.
Then you have no choice, and there's nobody bringing you anything. You don't have to afflict yourself. You can eat. No problem to help yourself, make your own food, do whatever you shouldn't be making food for, if there are other mourners with you, you should not be making food for them. Like the mother should not fall into her role of making dinner and she's in mourning. She takes for herself, and that's all. Okay. Okay, so actually, when you discuss it of Nichum Avelim, you're doing it for the mourners, but you're also at the same time you're doing it for the mace himself, right? You're bringing respect to them. You're acknowledging. You didn't just pass through the world and now you're not in the world. There's more regard and more consideration given for this person. The essence of the mitzvah is to comfort them from their pain. Okay, it's to give them emotional support and say comforting words, which, hopefully you'll relieve the person's worries. Like, oh no, my husband died, how am I going to live? It'll all work out. You have to just comfort them so that they don't have to deal, certainly during that period of time, they don't have to deal with frightful thoughts. Okay, so men and women can console each other. Okay, although there always has to be some kind of concern for yichud, that they shouldn't properly be in home alone. Okay, so we're also, as I said, we're doing this mitzvah for the mace, and if actually there's nobody to sit shiva for this person, there are some places that have a minhag that 10 people will come to the house, and they essentially 10 men come to the house as a minyan, and they become the mourners for this person. Like I said, you don't want this person just to pass from the world. It's not done very often, but sometimes you'll have people come for at least one set of tefillah in the house, so that they're in this case where there's nobody else who's mourning that person.
I never died before. There won't be anybody to mourn me. Y'all have to go.
We're coming.
Don't worry, she's the backup.
No one came when my husband died. I was on my own. No one came to see him or sit with me for 7 days.
It was very painful.
No, I just wondered why no one cared, actually.
When was that?
2 years ago. Where was it? In Cadiz.
He didn't know you, yeah.
Yeah, of course they do.
All right.
Once I just thought it was strange that no one bothered.
Maybe they didn't know you were sitting.
Of course they did. Because it's carried off in the accident. Maybe they didn't know. They are.
Maybe they didn't know.
Okay, also, if you're not able to come personally to express, let's say you live in another continent, you live in another city, you can't possibly come, then you can make a phone call. That is considered like a Shiva visit. It is an opportunity to give tanchumim, to give comfort to the person, but it's not quite the same. But it counts. You've definitely done the mitzvah. Okay, so
Would the phone call be more? Better than? Phone call better than?
in my opinion, I mean, I think hearing a voice is much more consoling.
Several years ago, she was as far as away. And Shiva, I finally tracked down the phone number. She said, I was the first person to call.
Wow.
Got emails, text messages.
Right.
She didn't get a phone call, and I had to work to find it. I could have said, oh well, I had to ask my husband, friend,
Right.
but
It's a little painful
it meant so
when
much
you
to her
like
that
she
somebody actually called
right.
and spoke.
Right. And it's a little painful when you don't get that kind of concern from the community. You're at a very vulnerable point and you feel abandoned.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a huge mitzvah, and we all have to really make an effort, even if it's not easy to get somewhere, or the hours aren't the most, you make the effort, because it really is important.
It's common,
Right.
then
It's not muted.
we sometimes
Right.
this automatic like something like this.
No.
But not
Listen, we're also a little bit more, you go to these Israeli families and there's like the 10 brothers sitting there with, and 10 brothers and sisters sitting there, and they all have their kids and they all have their money. Everybody's in and out of the house, and it's sort of I won't say it's a party exactly, but I mean, you don't have time to sit alone, and nobody's sitting alone and their own thoughts, So this is a time for people to step forward, for each of us to step forward, because there really is a great deal of, there's a lot of, there's suffering in this time. So
I just want to say something about the phone call. The phone call can be difficult, because I remember getting one and it turned into a lengthy call, and
Right.
several people that had come to see me left.
So you can say, excuse me, you could say, listen, I have people here.
No, I didn't want to, because it was a really, really comforting call.
But then that's not on the surveillance to be responsible in that sense. It's like you did the right thing no matter what. I know that one thing is that when the surveillance does not go the way you feel it should, the one thing I found I could do afterwards was do for others what didn't get done for me.
Oh, okay.
And that made me feel better.
Mhm.
110%, because it's like I knew what it's like to
Right.
not have, and you think, and it's not that nobody cares, maybe nobody cares, but it's like, it's not that they don't. If they were confronted and if they knew, they would.
Right.
But they don't, they don't.
Right.
And so that became a gift. The fact that I didn't have it became a gift in the end.
Okay. It'd be good for everybody to take these comments to heart, because, people have had, anyways, whatever. Okay, I think that's it, and that is all for today. Few announcements. First, I want to welcome back Elisheva Magid, okay, who is officially an Israeli citizen. Officially an Ola Chadasha.
I was able to instantly remember.
Let's hear.
348-384-066.
Oh, good one.
I added up to 42.
42. Good number. All right. Very good. Okay. Also, I want to welcome my friend Aviva. Where's Aviva? Where's Aviva? Who you all remember when she was living here for a short time. She came to visit. I'm certainly happy she did. It's a nice time together. Okay. Also, I haven't done this in a while. I just want to say thank you to all the breakfast makers and the shoppers and the people who left. People are here from 8 o'clock and people are making a lot of effort shopping even before today. So there's a lot of work that goes into making this delicious breakfast, and thank you to all of them. Clap again. And anybody who is interested is more than welcome to come wash up a few little dishes at the end and to help clean up a little bit at the end, so it doesn't also fall upon the same people. So that would be very much appreciated. Okay, our learning today is in memory for the Ilui Neshama of Shlomo Zalman ben Mordechai Yisrael Tzvi. That's Mindy's son, who passed away a few years ago, and today is his yahrzeit, right? He was killed in the army. Yeah, right. So not in war though, but anyways, okay. And just also want to remind everybody that the fast of Shvasar B'Tammuz is on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So, and then you spend the afternoon sleeping and you come here all fresh and ready to go on Monday. We're sort of getting to the end of this month. So just so you know, we have this week and then we have 3 weeks after this, and then we're on break for 3 weeks, right? We'll have a program on Sunday, which is Tisha B'Av. The Sunday at the end of 4 weeks, we have a program of learning here for Tisha B'Av, and then we're off for 3 weeks. And we come back. It just happens to be Rosh Chodesh Elul. That's the day that we come back. So be here at 8:45 for Hallel, and we'll go from there. We'll talk. Okay. Klezmer, I guess, is happening. What do you say? I don't know. Does anybody know? Okay. Our Tiul, as many have been asking, I think there are too many people who are not interested in going when it's this hot and it's very unpredictable. And there's a big expense in renting a bus and hiring the tour guide. So we're going to wait until October. Yay. Now, somebody had a very fine suggestion and I started looking into it, like the possibility of going rafting. Like I'm looking for a nice place where if somebody would go by cars, we need people to volunteer with cars. We'll go to a place where if you don't want to go rafting, then there'll be a place to walk along the Yarden and a place to sit and hang out together. And
one is in a Shomer Shabbos. I just have to remember which one is. One is closed.
Find out. That's good. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Yossi told me which is the nicest one for people who are not going on in the water. So, and he was like, guess we'll do it during the Bein Hazmanim because there's no time, it's already next week is the 3 weeks. So not your ideal time. And that takes us to the end. So, I mean, and we'll go like late in the day. We'll go like 4. Yes, Bein Hazmanim. You want to go? And would you drive? Okay, let's say there. All right. What?
I said if the car works, I'll borrow the car.
Okay. So. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any other announcements? Yes.
I would like to share that today is Erev, a big holiday, and it is the era of Yud Bek, Yud Gimel Tammuz, which is an incredible, miraculous liberation of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe in 1927 in communist Russia. And he was totally and completely serious nefesh, self-sacrifice for every single Jew. The fact that there is Jewish anything in Russia today is in his merit, but not only that, I am sure, without a doubt, 90% of the people of us sitting in this room today are in his suit because he came to America and he said, America is not different and you have to go out and make a revolution. And he did. This Hasidic Rebbe with a big strimal came to America. And it's an amazing story.